Mruganshi, what's up? Have you decided your topic for TED? Oh yes, I did. I'm thinking of talking about patriarchy, but I hope Mom approves of it though. Patriarchy? What is that? Never heard of it before. This was the exact scene when I first decided my topic. Astonishingly, most of the people around me had no idea what this term meant. Greetings everyone. With this note, let's get started with our journey of exploring patriarchy. So, now, what does this term actually mean? Well, it would be different from everyone's perspective as it is a very popularly disputed topic. But let me tell you my definition of patriarchy. As someone who is subjected to this patriarchal society almost every day, I would link patriarchy along with feminism. Now, feminism as a whole is a huge topic, and I'm not meaning to dig into it, but I would say that the system of patriarchy and feminism are quite similar to, let's say, a pineapple and a jalapeno on a pizza. Looks delicious indeed, but let's not get distracted. Let's have a little story time, shall we? So now this one day, me and my friends, we were hanging out and we were having this discussion on which topping was better than the other, a pineapple or a jalapeno. And when I was asked, I casually replied and said that pineapples are way better than jalapenos. Everyone started judging me so hard for that. Oh my god, pineapple? How can you even eat that on your pizza? It's so weird. And another friend of mine, she said that she liked jalapenos more, and nobody, I tell you, nobody judged her. In fact, most of her praised her. But now you might be wondering, why is she talking about pizzas and pineapples and jalapenos out of nowhere? Well, let's say that the pizza that I'm talking about is the society that we live in. The jalapenos in the pizza are the men living in a society, and the pineapples on the pizza are the women living in a society. By this, what I mean to say is that the pineapples that are being hated on the pizza are the women trying to fit into a society, and the ones supporting them are often criticized for their choices. Whereas on the other hand, the jalapenos, widely preferred. Same is the case with the men of our society. They have been preferred since ages, and the ones supporting them are often lauded with appreciation. Patriarchy, in simple terms, means subordination of women and dominance of men. It's like an old family recipe. Nobody remembers why we're still using it, but we keep on passing it down because that's how it's always been done. Time for some new ingredients, don't you think? Well, jokes apart. Now, when you talk about patriarchy to a man, what we assume him saying is that it's the right system to have control on, or that he's quite satisfied with it. But is it really the case? No. This system of male supremacy has affected several men as it has to many women. It has created a certain image of men in society, which has led to many mental health issues and the inability to express emotions in men. Moving on, when we talk about patriarchy to a woman, what we assume to learn about is the discrimination, abuse, inequality done to her. But is it the same in all cases? No. Most of the time, it's the women who have hyped men for their superiority. And why did they do so? Are there any fans of oppression? No, because the system of patriarchy has been handed down to them like a family heirloom. All normalized, all fine. From a young age, many are taught to believe that they are somewhat inferior than men, which, let's be honest, is just simply weird, unfair and untrue as well. But now, the crucial question is, what can be done to defy patriarchy? Well, the modern day women have just the perfect answer to that. We all must be familiar with this empowering woman, Sushmita Sen. If not, let me introduce her to you. So, Sushmita Sen was the Miss Universe of the year 1994. She insisted on living her lives on her own terms while being a single mother of 2 daughter childs. Furthermore, she has always been vocal about women's empowerment, and she practically sets an example for the society that when given the stage and the responsibility, women are incredible in whatever they do. Now, this was an example of a modern day woman taking stand for herself. But what if I talk about the early times and the women of that time? Most of us here would comment on how unaware they were about their rights or how outdated their beliefs were. But guess what? We are extremely wrong about that. As individuals like Sudha Murty, who became the first female engineer to be hired at Telco, proved that these typical gender stereotypes don't hold any water. She had written a postcard to the chairman of Telco, which we can see here, complaining about the men-only bias, and as a result she was granted a special interview and now is one of the most renowned personalities in India. Imagine doing that today. It's like sending a WhatsApp message to Elon Musk and expecting a reply. Classy. Sudha Murty did it and got hired. The next example is very underrated. In the mid-19th century, India had gotten its first female doctor, known as Anandi Gopal Joshi. She was an expertise in Western medicine. Now that's amazing, don't you think? Now these examples in general show that women have continued to defy patriarchy throughout all generations. Sounds exhausting, doesn't it? Well, it turns out patriarchy is bad for everyone. It's just very good at hiding itself. Let me tell you one of my personal experiences here. So while I was researching about my topic and surfing through the internet, I had come across this debate section where people were debating and fighting over the fact, I'd rather call it a statement, that women overreact when it comes to patriarchy. And after reviewing the whole debate section, to be honest, I couldn't make out whether to laugh or cry. But wait a minute, it gets better. In the second instance, that was in my class itself, a classmate of mine and I were having a conversation on how female cricket players should get equal recognition as their male counterparts. Out of nowhere, another classmate of mine, a boy, comes in and says, female cricket players have no scope of competition. I don't know why women need recognition in everything now. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is the exact reason why women need to overreact. If equality for women is considered unnecessary by some, it's because they don't understand that they are the sole reason why women need to fight for it at the first place. In conclusion, what I would like to add is that patriarchy is not a man's issue, nor it's a women's issue. It's a human issue. Breaking the chains of it does not only mean freeing women or demoralizing men, it's about freeing the society from these outdated beliefs which has impacted several people in their lives. Of course, it's practically impossible to fully dismantle patriarchy, as people will always have opinions about each other and especially women. But as time passes, we can all come to this mutual agreement that it is okay to let everyone have their own freedoms and rights. And lastly, let's not forget a key takeaway. And it is that it's not about which topping is better than the other. It's about letting both the toppings exist freely without any judgment. Equality isn't about removing jalapenos from the menu. It's about ensuring that the pineapples are excluded. Thank you so much, everyone.